Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. First of all, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Today we're going to be looking at a short little video. I hopped on the test server a little bit earlier. They do have some new relics that are coming out, and I do want to review some of the relics that we already do have out. Some of my personal choices, some of my personal favorites. So we're going to be looking into the Arcane Labyrinth. So I'm going to go ahead and just run through the relics because I actually did this on the test server and then I did it here just to pick out some of my favorite relics that I do use all the time. So let's go ahead and look at the relics. The first one I pulled is called the Elegant Focus, which is an elite. Kind of looks like the Shard of Force, but what it does is it increases your attack rating for every Dura's tier that you use by 30% up to 4 times maximum. So it can give you, and that's addition to attack rating. So every tier that you use with this item is going to give you another 30% boost. So making sure that you really push through hard mode. Now, I only found 3 new relics. I'm sure there's quite a few more. I'm assuming there's quite a few more. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the 3 that I found. This was the very first one. Attack ratings are increased after using Dura's tier. So like I said, every tier will give you a 30% boost to your attack rating, up to using it 4 times, giving you a total of 120% extra attack rating. If you can't do it with that much attack rating, I think it's just fail. The second artifact that I found was plus 10 defense and plus 10% life leech to allies fighting within the enemy half of the battlefield. So when you think of an enemy, when you're actually over on their side, they're going to get more defense, they're going to get more life leech. And it's only a rare relic, which is pretty good. It's called Hellspawns Head, so very interesting name, not exactly sure where that came from. So when you look at the side that Gwyneth is hitting, if your heroes are over there, you're getting a bonus to defense, and you're getting a bonus to life leech, which is good, survivability, because that's where your tanks are going to be for a majority of the fight. Or if you have someone like Nara that's pulling a hero over, if you have a Kelthar, which is doing their spot switch, this is going to be a good relic to pick up, because it's going to boost up their life leech on the other side of the battlefield, as well as it boosting up the defense rating of your heroes that are getting pulled over there. The final relic I found was the Idol of Savagery, and this one is an absolute monster, especially if you have a team that is very heal heavy. So if you're going to start the battle with a lot of hit points, this one actually, if you start the battle over 95% health, so you almost got to be 100% topped off. And that will include that if you do use some fountains that are going to give you the 50% bonus. But if you start the battle with over 95% health, you are going to maintain a plus 20% attack bonus for the entire battle. So if you're going into a battle, just make sure that you're saving up an ult, whether it's Nemora's heal, making sure that your heroes are kind of topped off right at the bottom. So turning off auto, especially in hard mode, to make sure that your heroes are topped off. So when you're going into the next battle or even going into hard mode Riz, if you can add a plus 20% to your entire team for the attack mode, hard mode is going to be that much easier. And if you can do it consistently with 2 or 3 of your heroes, it's going to make it easy. As you see, heroes that have more than 95% health at the beginning of battle will have their attack ratings increased by 20%. So that is huge. Very, very nice relics. These are the only 3 that I found. If you found any more, go ahead and drop what they do and what they are in the comments below. And now we'll get into the regular ones. Favorite relic of all time, Deadly Embrace. Enemies with less than 15% of their maximum hit points are sent to an early grave by a deadly apparition. This goes through anything. This goes through shields. This goes through heals that are going off. This works on hard mode Riz. Anytime that I get this relic, it's an easy run, especially if you get it early, because a lot of times trying to get that last 15% of hit points is very, very difficult to do, especially on hard mode Riz, when you're really pushing the damage envelope while kind of trying to maintain the survivability. So if you see this relic, by far number 1, pick it up. Second favorite one, Spider Thread Gloves. All enemies are cocooned for 5 seconds. Which is absolutely, I mean, just record-breaking the first 5 seconds. Usually if you have solid DPS, you can get 1 or 2 of the frontline heroes down within the first 5 seconds, making it just that much easier. And if you have CC, the battle it's just that much easier Trust me, once you pick these up, especially these in the Voyage of Wonders, any of these relics that I'm talking about, if you pick them up in the Voyage of Wonders, you have it very, very easy, especially when it gets to the more difficult or the later stages of the voyage. Having these, again, if I pick these up earlier in a Labyrinth run, it's going to be an easy run because I know my team can carry it and they can heal through, do enough damage while everybody else is still cocooned. Thunderburst is another relic that I absolutely love. Strikes enemies periodically, causing damage, which doesn't make a difference, but they are temporarily stunned. That is the huge, huge thing. If you've actually had this relic, it procs a lot. I mean, I've seen it proc every couple seconds on multiple targets across the board. So this can really lock down a team, combine it with your CC, with your healing damage, and then stunning. It's a win-win situation. This is my third relic that I always choose just for the fact of the stun. The damage, not too considerable, which might be, it's kind of really hard to measure, but the stun is vital. The Blessed Hammer. Heroes have a chance to cause additional damage with successful attacks. They do quite a bit of damage. When I'm looking at a hard mode Riz, when I pull a Blessed Hammer, the battle usually lasts about 20-30 seconds at very most. Without it, I usually get down to the 20-25 seconds left. So doing the additional damage, combining something like this with an artifact that stuns or a relic that stuns, having a relic that cocoons, anything like that, the Blessed Hammer just over the top does a ton of DPS that I've noticed. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about those relics, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a couple more. So the Arcane Spellbook. Most of the big damage in this game does come from casters. This gives a huge, huge boost to your caster lineup, which if you look at mine, I usually run a Belinda with a Rosaline and a Rowan. So right off the top, 3 of my 5 heroes are getting a huge damage boost, which Belinda is the biggest damage that I carry on my team. So when you look at this relic, intelligence-based heroes deal 30% more damage and get a huge buff to crit of 10%. One of the newer relics is the Book of War, which actually just came recently. The Book of War reduces all backline damage by 70% as long as your frontline hero is still alive. So as long as you have one of the 2 frontline heroes alive, you're actually going to get a 70% damage reduction to your entire backline, which again, when you're fighting hard mode Riz, when you're fighting some of the tougher team comps, 70% damage, as long as your tanks stay up and as long as you have support for your tanks, they're never going to get to your back line. And even if you do have a hero that goes right to your back line, they're taking 70% less damage. So it is a super, super strong relic. The Silent Hope, actually, once you cast your ultimate ability, it gives you 700 energy back. So almost enough to cast your ultimate ability again once you cast it the first time over 5 seconds. So turning off auto, especially once they cast it once in the battle, you can almost end the battle fully energy. This comes in a couple different forms, so any form that you get it in, anything that regenerates energy in this game is super, super strong because every hero can use energy and their ults are what really make or break a solid team. And if you never knew it before, the Ice and Firebringer, both of them together are just super, super superb. Puts them right into the S category. One reduces attack rating, one reduces defense. If you have both of them, you get an increase to defense, you get an increase to attack. It's just a deadly combo. Definitely these in the Voyage of Wonders are what kind of make and break it, as well as the Peaks of Time. They are super solid artifacts too, or relics, excuse me. Can't talk about them without looking at the Moonstone and the Sunstone. These two combined, one, if you're over 50% health, you regenerate energy. The other one, if you're over 50% energy, you regenerate health. If you have both of them, it doubles, which is absolutely phenomenal. And this is one of the few relics that I've overlooked for quite a while, the Dispelling Arrow. The big thing with this is it dispels the enemy's buffs, which means Brutus's shield. So your backline can actually remove buffs that are on the opponents, regardless of what it is. So they can actually get rid of Brutus's shield, which in hard mode is just devastating. He can knock down 2 or 3 heroes with one whirlwind, which can just devastate the team. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the relics, which one you guys are using. I know there's a lot more out there, but these are just a few that I really keep an eye out for, whether it's in the Peaks of Time, whether it's in the Voyage of Wonders, or in the Arcane Labyrinth. I really do see value in these artifacts. A lot of the Peaks of Time, I know I couldn't possibly finish without having the Fire and Icebringer, as well as some of the Voyage of Wonders that we've done. As soon as you pick up both of those, the rest of it was just a breeze. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you found any more relics on the test server, any of the new ones. I searched a while for them and I couldn't find any. So I thought I'd go ahead and throw the 3 that I found so we can kind of compile a list. The one online is very outdated, and thank you guys for watching.